Hey everyone, I'm Mark Morgan, and today we're going to take a look at the 9th through 12th mid-state jazz music. High end is written in a fast swing in 3/4, so I would say aim for a tempo of around 200 beats a minute. Now if that's too fast, just remember, it's always better to play slow and clean rather than fast and sloppy. When you're working this up, start at an extremely slow tempo. I have a video showing you how to work up a hard or fast piece of music, so I would definitely suggest watching that to help you work up this piece. You can see that there are divided parts written in the first three measures and then again towards the end. The upper notes are for players who want to audition for lead trumpet. If you don't have command of the upper register, don't feel like you have to play those notes in order to get a better score. Not everyone in a jazz band section has to be a lead player, so play the bottom notes if those are more comfortable. One thing you'll notice in this piece is that there are a lot of changes in dynamics. Don't overlook those and really try to emphasize these changes. It makes the piece a little more interesting and helps your performance stand out. One of the main things to look out for is the timing. Right from the start, you have a syncopated rhythm. And this is going to set up the time, and you should feel like you're playing in one, getting a strong emphasis on the downbeat of each measure. If you look at the rhythm and the articulation in measures 16 and 33, you'll notice staccato markings over the first three notes. Try to play those crisp and straight, and you'll probably have to double tongue those to get them tight. Cakewalk is written in a medium swing, so I would say play it in a range from 100 to 120 beats per minute. Now this piece calls for using a plunger mute, so make sure you have a plunger that's not too big and doesn't exceed the diameter of your bell. I prefer a smaller plunger just because it's easier to hold. The plunger technique is something that you really need to practice on its own. There's a lot that goes into getting the correct sound from a plunger mute, and players like Clark Terry and Barbara Miley made the plunger a distinct characteristic of their playing. I'll leave links to some of these players in the description box below, and I would highly suggest checking them out to understand how to use the plunger and get the sound that you're looking for. When you see a plus sign over a note, that means that the bell of the horn is covered with the mute and it's played closed, giving it a muffled sound. But you don't want to completely seal the bell. Covering the bell affects the pitch, and sealing it could make the note jump up a partial. One of the ways we help adjust the pitch is by cutting a hole in the top of the plunger, which allows some of the air to pass through. But for the closed position, you want to leave a small gap between the plunger and the bell of the horn. When you see an O over a note, that means that it's played open and without the bell covered. Practice going slowly between open and closed position to get a feel for where the plunger should be placed. When you see the word wah written over a note, that means that you start in the closed position and gradually open to the open position, creating a wah effect. How fast you open the plunger depends on the length of the note. A quarter note will be open fast, but a whole note will be open slowly. In the last two measures, you'll see a closed sign that extends to an open sign. This is another way to indicate that you should open the plunger slowly, going from closed to open. When working this piece up, I would suggest learning it without the mute at all. Make sure you have all the rhythms and style down first. Then go back and work on the plunger technique. Once you feel comfortable playing the entire piece, go back and slowly work the plunger into each individual measure. Then put it all together. In measure 9, 10, and 11, you'll see that it's marked closed. This means that you cover the bell for all the notes in those measures. Guys, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found the content here helpful. And if you have questions about these pieces or this style of music, please don't hesitate to get in touch.